Myself, Sandra Agnes, Department of Computer Science, JSIPU College. Today we'll start the next session of web designing. We have already seen text formatting tags, resizing tags, text layout tags in the previous session. Today we will study list. This types of list you have already studied in first PUC. Today we will see the different types of ordered list. As you people know, what are the two types of list? The first one is ordered list and the second one is unordered list. If the list is displayed using different types of numbers, alphabets and Roman numbers, then it is called as ordered list. For ordered list we use the tag OL. OL stands for ordered list. The next one is unordered list. If the list is displayed using bullets, then it is called as unordered list. For unordered list we use the tag UL. In today's session we are going to study in detail what are the different ways you can number the list in ordered list. Let's see one by one. There are different types of ordered list. There are different ways in which you can number a particular items in the list. The first one is plain numbers. The first one is plain numbers. That means using plain numbers you can list out the items in the list. For plain numbers, in the sense it will be in form of 1, 2, 3 and so on. The next one is capital letters. The next one is capital letters. For capital letters, it will be in form of alphabets. The third one is small letters. For small letters, in case of small letters, it will be in smaller alphabets. Next one is capital Roman numbers. That will be in form of these, and the next one is small Roman numbers. Small Roman numbers. It will be in form of small I, then twice I for second, then thrice I for third. So this is how we are going to see how to display the items in the list in these different formats. Let's see one by one. So first we will see how to number the items in the list for plain numbers. That is the first one, plain numbers. If I want to display the items in the list using plain numbers, so in that case the tag we have to use is OL tag, as usual OL tag, and then the next one we are going to use is LI tag. LI tag, suppose I say the color red, LI, then again LI blue slash LI, again LI, suppose I say green slash LI, and then finally slash OL. In this case the output will be, in this format, that is 1 red, 2 will be blue, and then 3 will be green. Here you need to observe is we are talking about ordered list, so the tag is OL. The items in the list are indicated using LI. LI is nothing but list items. LI is nothing but list items. So the first item in the list is red, which is represented using LI. After that the next item is blue, which is represented using LI. So these are items in the list which is indicated using LI. One more thing you need to notice, here we have simply given the type as OL. So we have got the output in the plain numbers. So plain numbers is the default type of numbering. Plain numbers is the default type of numbering. So we have got the numbers from 1, 2, 3 onwards. Suppose you want to start the number from 100. Suppose you want to start from any particular number. In that case, we need to use an attribute as start. In that case, we have to use the attribute start. So OL start is equal to 100. In that case, here the output will change. Here it will be 100. The next will be 101 and then the next will be 102. So this is how you can change the way you want to number, and you can change the number from which it has to start using the attribute start. Next, after plain numbers, the next way to numbering is capital letters. Let's see how to get the capital letters. So the second one is capital letters. Capital letters. So for capital letters, only thing we have to change is type. Type is equal to capital A. If you give the type is equal to capital A, in the output you are going to get the changed as A, B and C. I hope it is clear. For capital letters, we have to specify the attribute type is equal to A. Then automatically the items in the list will get started with the capital letters. Next is the small letters. So for small letters, this will be the third type. Here what we have to change is type is equal to small a. Here in the output it will automatically get changed as A, small b and small c. So this is for small letters. After that, the next one is capital Roman numbers. So here you have to change it as capital I. Here we are seeing the output for capital Roman numbers. Capital Roman numbers. So for this, what you have to say is type is equal to I. When you give the type is equal to I, here the output will change into in this particular format, right? So this is how you will get the output for capital Roman numbers. In the same way, for small Roman numbers, you have to change here small Roman numbers. Here we are seeing this is the fifth type, previous one was the fourth type. Here what we have to change is small I. Correspondingly in the output it will get changed for I, twice I for second and thrice I for third. So this is how it works, small Roman numbers. So this is how we can see what are the different ways you can number the items in the list, in the ordered list. So this completes the point list from this particular chapter. Next we will study, next concept we are going to study is links. Now first of all, what do you mean by link? Using link you can connect or you can link two pages, two web pages. Now let's take an example. Suppose this is a first page, this is suppose p1.html. Suppose this is the next page, that is p2.html. In this particular page we have a text, click here. So what is going to happen in the output, what we are supposed to get, when I click here, immediately p2.html, that is the next page, should open. That is the way, that is the output we are supposed to get. So for this particular output, what tag we are going to use? We are going to use a tag. We are going to use a tag. A tag is the tag used to create the link. A stands for anchor. Using a tag we can link two pages. So for this particular output we have to write the tag as a tag. then href. In href, we are going to specify the target page. Now in this case, the target page is p2.html. In this case, the target page is p2.html. Target in the sense, when you click, what should be the next page that has to be displayed? That is the target page. So here, the target page has to be mentioned in href, that is href. Then href is equal to p2.html, complete the tag, then click here, that is the text that is going to work as a link, and then finally we are going to close the tag. So here there are three things that we have mentioned. First thing is A is anchor tag. Within anchor tag we have specified the attribute href or href. In href we are going to specify the target page, the page that has to be displayed after clicking on the particular text. So p2.html, it has to be specified inside double quote. Then after this particular attribute, we are going to specify the text that should work as a hyperlink, that is click here. Here click here will be underlined and it will be displayed in blue color. After specifying the text, we are going to close the A tag or anchor tag. So this is how you can link two to three pages together. Now for this particular output, this is the tag. So once again I'll just say p1.html and p2.html is a target page that has to be displayed after clicking on the text. So for this particular output, we are going to go with A tag, href is equal to p2.html, that is the target page. Then this particular text is going to work as a link, hypertext, and finally we are going to close the tag. So this is how we can link two pages, and this is how the concept link is over. Now next we are going to study is tables. The next concept that we are going to study is tables. That means how to display tables on the web page. First of all, what do you mean by table? If you consider a table is nothing but combination of rows and columns. It is the combination or collection of rows and columns. Table itself consists of number of tags included in it. For table tag, for drawing a table on a web page, we are going to study some of the basic tags included within the table tag. The first tag is tr. So tr indicates table row. The next we are going to study is td. td will be used to indicate a particular column. Here td stands for table data. Next is th, that is nothing but table heading. That is nothing but table heading. So if you want to draw a table, you need to use all these tags. Including all these tags, you can draw a particular table. Now let's take an example. Let's take a first example. Suppose we will take a simple table with only two rows, say A, B, C, D. This is a simple table. Now what you have to observe is there are two rows in this particular table. This is first row, this is first row, and this is second row. This is first column, and this is second column. This is first row, this is second row, this is first column, this is second column. Now for this particular structure, you have to start drawing the table. Now first, as we are drawing the table, so the first tag is table tag itself. The first will come table tag itself. Then we are going to draw the code for this particular table row by row. Okay, so here as I said row by row, we have to start it with tr. For table row, we are going to use a tag tr. Within tr, the first data is a tag. So for that we are going to use td. Then we will say the data, that is a, then we are going to close that particular column. Now after this particular column, what is the next column? That is b. td, b, then slash td. So this completes the first row. See, the first column is a, the second column is b. So here this is the first column, this is the second column. Now the row is over, so we are going to close the row by using slash tr. So this is the code for first row. Now let's see how to write the code for the second row. So as usual, as we are going to start the row, the next we are going to use is tr. tr will open here, there will be opening tag for the tr. Then here in this particular row, the first column is c. So for this particular c or column, we are going to take td, then c, then slash td. After this particular column, the next column is d, that is td, d, then slash td. Then in this particular row, there are two columns which we have specified here, that completes that particular row. So we are going to close that particular row by using slash tr. So this is how the entire table is over. So slash table. Is it clear? I hope it is understood. This is the first row, this is the second row. So this is the code for the first row. I'll write it here as row 1, and this is the code for second row. I'll write it here as row 2. So this is the simple example that represents how to draw the code for a given particular structure. Now let's take another example for the same table. Let's see the second example. Suppose there are 3 columns in a particular table. The first one is roll number, the second one is name, and the last column is marks. We'll take some students' information here. Okay, so this is a simple student table. For this particular structure, now we have to write the code. Now let's see. Now first thing you have to observe is how many rows are there in this particular structure and how many columns are there in this particular structure. Now the first thing is there are 3 rows here. There are 3 rows. So the first row includes all the headings. The first row includes all the headings, that is nothing but roll number, name and marks. After that, in the second 2 rows, we have data included in that particular table. So let's see how to write the code for this particular table. Table tag as usual. Here the table tag will be there. Along with table tag, we have to include another one attribute, that is border is equal to 1. Border is equal to 1. There also you can include the border attribute, that is border is equal to 1. After this, let's start with the first row. Let's start with the first row. Now as in the first row there are all headings included in that, we have to use the tag th. For th stands for table heading. The first heading is roll number. So we have taken th. The first heading is roll number. Then we have to close that particular heading. So here the first column or the first heading is over now. The next heading is name. So again th will come, then name, then slash th. Then the last column or the last heading is marks. So th, marks, slash th. And this is how the entire row is completed. So we have to include there slash tr. So this is the code for the first row. In the same way, let's start writing the code for the next 2 rows. So how it will be? we have to start the next row. So new TR will come. Then the first column, that is 1, here it has to be TD. Now here you need to remember the difference. These are all headings. So we have taken TH here. This is the data inside that particular table. So we have to use here TD. So this is the first column in that particular row. So we have to take TD here. TD 1/TD. Next one is the student name. TD. Again you specify the name, then the marks. The last one is marks, that is 96/TD, and finally /TR. So that completes the second row. In the same way, we will write the code for the last row. So here as we are writing the code for the last row, it has to start with TR. The data inside that particular row, the first one is 2. So again TD 2/TD. Again TD student name /TD, and the last one is marks that he has scored, that is 97, TD 97/TD. And finally now the entire row is completed, so it has to be /TR, and finally the entire table is over, so we have to include the tag, that is /table. So this is how we have covered all the 3 rows in that particular table. I hope it is understood. So the first row is entirely headings. So we have used the tag TH for the first row. After that, in the next 2 rows, there is the data within that particular table. So we have used TD. So finally, for table tag, we are going to use 3 important tags here, that is TR stands for table row, TD stands for table data, and TH stands for table heading. Now if you consider a table, there are number of attributes that comes for table tag. So there are number of attributes. Let's see what are the attributes that comes for table tag. Attributes of table tag. Attributes of table tag. The first attribute is align. The first attribute is align. So for align, as you people know, there are 3 different alignments. It can be either left, right, or center. When you say, if I say table align is equal to center, then what is going to happen? The table will be displayed in the center of the web page. So this is how the align attribute works. So after align, the next attribute we are going to say is border. This is the very important attribute that has to be specified. If you don't specify border, no lines will be displayed and the table structure won't be visible. So border attribute has to be specified. After border, you can specify the border in which color you want to display it. If you want to display the border in red, or if you want to display the border in green, so in that case you need to use the attribute border color. Next, we will see the attribute cell spacing. Cell spacing. Now what do you mean by cell spacing? Suppose this is a particular table. In that particular table, this is a particular cell. This is a particular cell. So using cell spacing, you can control the distance between 2 cells. Suppose this is cell 1, this is cell 2. This is the distance between 2 cells. This is the distance between 2 cells. So this is how, using cell spacing attribute, you can control the distance between 2 cells. In the same way, the next one is cell padding. The next one is cell padding. This is the fifth attribute. Now what is the use of cell padding? Cell padding specifies what should be the distance between the content and the cell border. Suppose I say 96. 96 is the data within this particular cell and this is the border of the particular cell. So what should be the distance between the data and the cell? What should be the distance between the data and the cell? This is controlled using the attribute cell padding. And next attribute we are going to see is BG color. BG color. BG color in the sense you can apply a particular color as a background for the table tag. As usual, you can specify the color name directly or you can specify the exact code for that particular color. So for that we are going to use the attribute BG color, and the next attribute we are going to study is background. Next attribute is background. So using background attribute you can add a particular picture as background for the entire table. So using background you can add an image as background for the particular table. So these are the attributes for table tag. Basically what you need, which are the attributes that you need is, first of all, align. Let's take a simple example, table. Suppose I say align is equal to center, border is equal to 1, again border color is equal to red, BG color, suppose I say yellow. So when you see the output for this particular tag, the output will be align is equal to center is been given. That means the entire table will come in the center of the web page. Next we have specified border is equal to 1. That means the size of 1 will be displayed as a border. Then next is border color. The border color will be in red and the background of that particular table will be yellow. So these are some of the attributes of the table tag. Next we will see how to change the background color of an entire web page. The background color of an entire web page. Let's see an heading here, changing background color of a web page. So using this particular attribute you can change the background color of an entire web page. So let's see what is it. So suppose I say body tag. Here for what purpose are we writing this particular tag? We are going to change the background color of an entire web page. So here we are going to deal with body tag. Then BG color is equal to, suppose I say red. So in this case the background color of the entire web page will be red. You can directly specify the color name or you can specify the exact code. Suppose it as body tag, then BG color is equal to hexacode. Hexacode it can be given, or hexacode starts with hash. Suppose I say 3333. Hexacode is normally 6 digit, 33, so it is 6. It starts with hash. This also, in this way also you can specify a color. Either you can specify the color name directly or you can specify the hexacode. So using this particular attribute you can change the color of an entire web page. Now in the same way you can also attach a particular image as a background of a particular web page. So adding adding image as background of a web page. So for that purpose, as I said, adding image as a background for a web page, we are going to deal with the same tag, that is body tag. So here body tag, then the attribute is background. Background is equal to, suppose I say sunset dot jpg, double quote complete, tag complete. So this is how you can add a particular image as background of an entire web page. So today, in today's session, you have studied what are the different types of list, what are the different tags using which you can draw a particular table, how to link two web pages using anchor tag. You also studied how to change the color of a web page, how to add an image as a background of the web page. So we have covered few topics in today's session. Remaining tags we will see in the next session. Thank you.